Hey everybody, we are learning about double digit addition with regrouping. So my hope is that we can start with 2-digit numbers, and then by next week we're on 3-digit, and then the following week we're going to do 3-digit subtraction. Okay, so this is kind of like a refresher from second grade on how to regroup with addition. So let's get started. I have a problem of 15 plus 25 for us to start with. So the first thing you need to know is 5 plus 5 is going to get you 10. If it gets you anything above 10 or a 2-digit number, you have to bring it into the next column. Okay, you've got to bring it to the tens because you are more than the one. So if this was 9, 9 is still a number that is in the ones place, but 10 has to go to the tens place. So 5 plus 5 gets you 10. You're going to put your 0 here and carry your 1. I'm going to show you why you do that here in a minute. Then you'll go 1 plus 2. Well, I know 2 plus 2 gets me 4, so I know that my answer, 15 plus 25, gets me 40. The cool thing about addition and subtraction is you can always check your answer. So what you do to check your answer is you take your sum, and you're going to go 40, and you could do minus 15 or 25. But this is a fact family. So if you subtract 25, you need your answer to be 15. If you subtract 15, your answer needs to be 25. You're going to do the same thing. You're going to break down this 10. So your 0 becomes a 10. 10 minus 5 gets you 5. Your 4, because we borrowed the 10 from the ones, we've got to go over to the tens and borrow a 10. So 40 becomes 30 because 40 minus 10 is 30. Then you have 3 minus 2 gets you 1. So again, you've got those same 3 numbers. Check, check, and check. Now, how do we borrow and how do we regroup and why do we do that? Well, I'm going to explain it right here. So right here I have 15 and I have 25 using base 10 blocks. So here's a 10 and then I have 5 ones. Here's 1, 2, oh, I have one too many 10s. It's going to move this back up. So I've got 2 10s, and then I've got 5 ones. So that would get me 25. Now I'm going to add them together. Well, here's 1 10, 2 10s, 3 10s. So there's 30. So now I've got my ones left to go. Okay, I'm going to group those together. So if I do that, 2, so here's 5, 4, 5. Then I've got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So by taking those 2 5s and I group them back together, that gets you a 10. So look, you had 15 plus 25, and that got you 4 groups of 10, which is 40. Okay, let's do another one. I have 68 plus 24. So all of these are going to require regrouping. So I always start in my ones. We never start in our tens. I know we read from left to right, but in math, we just don't do that. Okay, we've got to start with our ones just in case we need to regroup. So I've got 8 plus 4. Well, I know that 8 plus 4 gets me 12. 12 does not belong in the one spot because it is greater than 10. It's greater than 9. Therefore, I go 8 plus 4. I'm going to put my 2 here because it's in the 1 spot. I'm going to carry my 10 to the 10. So I'm going to carry my 1 over here. Now I go to my 10s. 6 plus 1 plus 2. Well, I know 6 plus 2 is 8 plus another 1 gets me 9. So my answer, my sum, should be 92. Now I'm going to take my sum and I'm going to subtract one of these numbers. I chose 24. So because we had to regroup in addition, you'll still have to borrow and regroup in subtraction. So you've got 2 minus 4. If I have 2 pencils and I want 4, I don't have enough to take from you. Therefore, I got to go to my 10s. My 9 becomes an 8. My 2 becomes a 12. Because I already have 2 here and I just borrowed 10 because 90 minus 10 is 80. So then 2 plus 10 gets me 12. So now I've got 12 minus 4. 12 minus 4 is 8. 8 minus 2 is 6. So there are my all three of my fact families. 92, 24, 68. 68, 24, 92. So I know that it does check out. Well, let's look at it with base 10 blocks. Okay, here's 68. Here's 24. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 groups of 10, and then I have 8 ones, and then I have 2 groups of 10 and 4 ones. Well, let's go ahead and whenever we regroup, this is essentially what we're doing. We're taking 2 of these, and look, we made that into another 10. And then I just have these 2 ones left over. So if I did 68 plus 24, that's going to get me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 2 ones. So I have 9 tens and 2 ones. So that would get me 92. Let's do another example. 32 plus 49. I'm going to draw a line. Oop, that's not a very good line. Let me redo that. I'm going to draw a line separating my tens and my ones. Okay. So I always start with my ones. Always, 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 always start with your ones. If you're starting with your tens, it's going to end up hurting you and you're going to get confused. We start with our ones in math. 2 plus 9. 9, 10, 11. 11 is greater than 9. It needs to go to the tens. So I'm going to take my 1 spot. 1 is what's left over from 10. And then I'm going to carry my 10. So I'm going to carry my 1. So 1 and 1 gets you 11. Then I'm going to go 3 plus 4 is 7. And then plus another one is 8. That's 81. Again, what can we do to check this? We can subtract and make sure that our fact families line up. So my sum, a sum is the answer to an addition problem. I'm going to subtract my sum by one of these other numbers in our equation. Okay, so I've got 81 and 49. So I'm hoping that my difference is 32. Let's see. Well, I can't take 9 from 1 because 9, I've got more on the floor. I got to go next door. So now my 8 becomes a 7 because I'm borrowing that 10. And my 1 becomes an 11 because I'm adding the 10 now to the ones. So now 11 minus 9 gets me 2. 7 minus 4 gets me 3. So it all checks out. 81, 49, 32. Perfect. Now, how do we regroup and why do we borrow? Let's look at our base 10 blocks for 32 plus 49. Here is 3 groups of 10 and 2 ones. And here we've got 4 groups of 10 and 9 ones. So I'm going to put my numbers on here. So I've got 49 plus 32. So here we've got our ones. We need to make sure we group those up. Well, I just need one more to make this a 10. And that leaves me with 1 left over. So I'm going to drag this down. Now I got to see how many 10s do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 10s and how many ones? 1. So that gets me a sum of 81. If I have 81 blocks and I take away 49, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm going to take away 9 of these. That's, again, going to leave me with 32 down here. See that? How that always correlates. So I've got one more example for us. Again, this is what we are moving on to. We're going to move away from regrouping and we're going to do addition and subtraction. Last example, 56 plus 45. I'm going to split my 10s and my 1s. We always start with our Yes, we always start with the ones. 6 plus 5 gets me 11. 11 again is greater than 10. It doesn't belong in the ones. So with 11, 11 minus 10 gets me 1. So that needs to go in my 1 spot. Then I'm going to carry my 10 over. So I'm going to carry my 1. Then I have 5 plus 4 plus 1. Again, 5 plus 4 gets me 9. Plus 1 more gets me 10. So the answer should be 101. 101. And if I do 101 minus 45, I got more on the floor. I got to go next door. My 0 becomes a, well, really, I'm going to look at this as a 10. My 10 becomes a 9. My 1 becomes an 11. 11 minus 5 is 6. 9 minus 4 is 5. So again, I've got those same numbers on my fact family. So again, let's go ahead and add these together. This goes over 100, but just by 1. So we've got 1, 2, and let's start with 56. 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I need 6 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is my 56. That's my first number. Now my second number is 45. So we're going to build 45. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4. And I need 5 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So now what is the total 56 plus 45? Well, I've got to bundle these together. So I'm going to go ahead and try to make a 10. Perfect. I made a 10. Drag this over. Oop. So now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we know that there's 10 across, and 10 times 10 gets us 100. 10 groups of 10 gets us 100. And then we have one left over. So that gets us a total of 101. I hope that this helps clarify some addition with regrouping. We're going to continue to look at it in our math Google Meets as well. Please let me know if you have any questions.